So hello, good day everyone. We are the group 4. So now we will be discussing about Filipino dietary practices. So here we will know if the Filipino practices when it comes in diet or nutrition is unhealthy or healthy. If nag-follow sila sa mga healthy eating practices or not. So without further ado, let's start.
Filipino food have been heavily influenced by Asian and Western culture. For Asian culture, it began when Chinese and Austronesian people migrated to the Philippines, and that's when they introduced hopia, lomi, and kikiam. For Western, it started first by the Spanish colonization, and also that's the birth of adobo and tinola. After that, the American colonization came in, and that's they started to introduce burgers and pasta. Filipino don't get enough nutrients from the food intake. According to the survey conducted by FNRI, Filipinos don't get enough nutrients. It is simply because Filipinos are not fond of eating vegetables and fruits. Filipino, including me, are fond of eating rice and viand. So 60% of the plate contains rice and other 40% is viand. Even after having pinggang Pinoy, it is not followed because Filipino is not fond of eating that kind of food. Other instances are Filipino are very busy when it comes to work or studies. That's why they don't have enough time to prepare or make their own food. And so what they do is to order food from fast food or restaurant.
So now we're going to talk about breakfast. We're going to talk about the typical Filipino breakfast. So Filipinos tend to rise early and breakfast is usually eaten between 6:30 and 8 a.m. So typical Filipino breakfast comprises of danggit or dried fish, rice, fruit like bananas, apples, oranges, mangoes, and ensaymada. Then eggs, sausages, or hot dog. Then pandesal. So in some places, spam is a popular breakfast treat. So if makaangat-angat man gani, magpalit din spam. Then if not a relative native abroad, jud mawala ng spam sa atong pabahaw. Then in other places, breakfast is simply tea or coffee with rice or food left over from the night before that is not reheated. Then rice is served either as a porridge type cereal that can be flavored with different number of ingredients, then with eggs in various types or with pickled vegetables. Then tea may be drunk plain or with lemon, cream, pwede pa din with milk or sugar if mahilig ka medyo tamis. Then eggs and sausages are served on special occasions. Then small buns called pandesal, mo jud siya ang ginapalit na to mga Pinoy buntag pa sa yun, no? Then bread, pwede po na ito siya i-toast, inana, then ibutang din itlog. Palisan siya itlog, mga inana. So next, we're going to talk about merienda. So merienda is the name of a mid-morning and afternoon snack that was introduced by the Spanish and was traditionally served around 3 p.m. after a siesta. So it usually features cakes, tarts, fritters, or sweets made with coconut milk and palm sugar. Some people take a morning merienda around 10 a.m. So since Filipinos tend to be mahinang ison, pero dili tanan, pero usually mahilig ito tamis mga Pinoy. A mixture of instant coffee, evaporated milk, and sugar may be served. Then ang Coke, digit mawala ang Coke sa merienda natong mga Pinoy. Then sweet rolls, then donuts, or any noodle dish may be available.
So lunch. Traditionally, the main meal of the day, served from about 12 noon to 1 p.m. Even in today's busy city, lunch can be a multi-course, a simple noodle dish, or a fast food that can be served in a matter of minutes. Lunch can also be a light meal of rice and one other dish, usually a fish or a meat stew. So next is dinner. Even if lunch was the main meal of the day, dinner is only slightly lighter, as it is frequently the case with the families at home. So dinner is served from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So the dinner's menu is frequently similar to more formal lunch menu.
Why do we need to make a healthy diet a habit? So here are the reasons why we need it to. A healthy diet, which is part of a healthy lifestyle, is a foundation of a good health. If the person or people are healthy and have the proper education about health education, there will be a tendency na tataas yung lifespan nila. As you noticed, people before, way back 80s, 90s, they are considered, or I consider them as or example of a healthy person, because mostly sa kinakain nila is gulay. They eat meat but in a limited lang. So, yung lifespan nila before is umaabot yung mga matatanda ng 100 years old, kasi hindi pa uso yung mga fries, chicken joy, cola, at yung mamantika ng mga pagkain na makikita natin sa street ngayon. So, food that we can easily grab because we don't have time to cook, kasi sa sobrang busy, or some of us di marunong magluto, is especially ngayon na malayo sa family, yung nag-aaral tayo ngayon sa UM, then we have boarding house, so we just can easily cook the pancit canton or going to Jollibee. So, di ba? Kaya yung nagkakasakit ngayon is pabata, like nandyan na sa mga 30s or 40s. So, we needed to consume a variety of and balanced meal that meets our nutritional requirements and avoid food high in fat, high in sugar, high in sodium. So we can maintain a healthy weight and reduce risk of developing NCD or non-communicable disease if we wanted to live longer.
So second, ensuring the maximum growth and development potential of a child is important na in the first 1,000 days of life, which we all know that starts from pregnancy up to the child's second year or second birthday. In this golden window of opportunity, good maternal health, breastfeeding, and complementary feeding it strengthen the infants and young children's for long-term health and immunity from non-communicable diseases and obesity. So exclusive breastfeeding during the first 6 months is needed to provide the nutrient needs of the child for growth and development. And from 6 months onward, complementary feeding together with breastfeeding, it keeps up with the child's growing nutrient needs, and also they perform better on intelligence tests and have optimal brain development. By following this, it ensures that your child has the possible start in life, as these practices are globally accepted as investment to a child's future.
Next is Filipinos are not consuming healthy diets. We all know that we Filipinos adore eating, despite the fact that sometimes it is unhealthy for us. And according to the 2013 National Nutrition Survey of the Food and Nutrition Research Institute, only 35% of Filipino households meet the required nutrient and energy levels. And we know that insufficient energy intake may affect a person's overall health. So therefore, daily nutritional and energy needs can be satisfied by leading a healthy lifestyle, resulting in a good health.
So, hello, good day everyone. For the continuation for number 4, overweight and obesity continue to affect a growing number of Filipinos. So, what are overweight and obesity? So, overweight and obesity are defined as abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that may impair health. And according to NNS in 2003, 3 out of 10 Filipino adults being obese. Meanwhile, the prevalence of overweight among Filipino children is 5% in ages 0 to 5 years old and 9.1% in ages 5 to 10 years old. Considered as a public health emergency, overweight and obesity are considered risk factors to developing NCDs or non-communicable diseases. So, as we all know that as the time goes by, these cases, which is the overweight and obesity, they are nearly tripled, especially sa mga habits karon sa Pilipino kung nagakaon sila is carbs to carbs. In short, dili sila nagakaon og or mostly sa tuwa is dili nagakaon og balance. So sa case naman sa children, most of parents kasi is gina-scroll nila ang ilahang mga bata kung unsay gusto sa bata nga kaunon ilaha dayon ginahatag without knowing that this practices nakadaot sa mga bata. And dili po nato magamit ang BMI or body mass index na commonly used for classifying the obesity and the overweight. And since ang kaning obesity and overweight is kanang naga-continue naman and prevented naman siya. So katong wala pa naka-experience or wala pa sa stage na overweight and obesity, so as much as possible gina-encourage ta mo na mag-follow og mga healthy eating practices para ma-prevent ni nga stage na overweight and also sa obesity nga diseases. And after that, sa mga person naman na naanaan nga stage or obesity sila and na sila stage na overweight, so if you are planning for weight loss, first make sure that you are ready. So it takes time and effort, and also it takes long-term commitment. And second is find your inner motivation. No one else can make you lose weight. And also third is set a realistic goals, and lastly is enjoy healthier foods. So always remember that para ma-prevent nato ma-lessening issue which is the overweight and obesity is dapat natin gina-follow na mga healthy eating practices. At the same time, mga physical activity like manang bahala lang og light of exercises basta kay naga-move ang ato ang body and kanang naga-involve tag mga exercises. So that's all for number 4.
So another factor that affects the healthy eating practice of the Filipinos is the increased availability of highly processed foods. So we all know that highly processed foods lacks nutritional values and also naga-contribute po din siya into acquiring serious health issues like obesity, heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Pero daghan kaya po mga tao ang naga-choose nga mag-buy of mga processed foods tungod po siguro sa mga factors like lack sila of education or knowledge about sa mga negative effects na pwedeng mahatag sa mga processed foods sa atua. And another factor is that tungod po siguro sa kabisi sa mga tao, mas ginapili na lang nila na mag-buy of mga processed foods because mas dali silang i-prepare of mas barato po sila. But we should always remember and we should always remind ourselves not to eat foods that are high in sodium, fats, and sugars just like processed foods because kani sila ng mga pagkain is makahatag sila og mga negative effects sa ato ang body. And we should always educate ourselves to eat healthy and nutritious foods and avoid eating foods that are high in sodium, fats, and sugars.